Are you struggling to create content that actually drives results for a B2B business? In this video, I'm going to share 10 inspiring content marketing ideas that fit together like a powerful hive, boosting your brand's authority and powering your strategies. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, these ideas will help turn your content into a lead generation machine. After you've seen all the ideas, I hope that this video will give you some inspiration and spark some light bulb moments for your content. Let's get straight into the 10 B2B content marketing ideas. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I've spent the last 8 years as a remote marketing consultant. I also have a degree and a postgraduate degree in marketing, and I was part of the Chartered Institute of Marketing for a while. I'm here to help you optimize your marketing so you can save time and increase your return on investment. Okay, so there are 2 key things that we need to remember when it comes to B2B content marketing. The first is that we are guiding prospects through a funnel. It goes from awareness all the way to post-purchase, and we need to have content at every single stage of the funnel. And the second thing to remember is that you need to focus your content around a particular topic. This is what builds trust and credibility in your industry. So if you're ready to build long-term trust and convert leads into customers, let's get started. First, we have some awareness stage ideas, and this is the top part of the funnel, but stay tuned for some consideration and decision stage content ideas as well. The first one is an ebook. This is a real classic for B2B content marketing. An ebook is a detailed guide or resource that dives into a specific topic in your industry. You can use it to showcase your expertise and to generate leads when they download the PDF. So the key with an ebook is to make something really in-depth and completely covers the topic you're talking about. I've done this before, it works really well. And if you're stuck with how to get started, a good way to do this is to look at others in your industry, see what they're creating, and just try to make something better than what they've done. Try to make an ebook that covers more of the topic or covers a different angle of the topic, but something that's even better than your competition are doing. So how to do this? First of all, identify a core topic that's relevant to your target audience. Then you can break that topic down into chapters or address specific pain points or opportunities and offer in-depth solutions. Once you've created the ebook, you can use it as gated content for lead generation, and you can promote it on your social media, your website, your email marketing lists. An ebook fits into the awareness stage of the funnel. The next idea I have for you is a calculator. This is an interactive tool, usually placed on your website, that helps the audience to quantify or assess something related to your service. For example, it could be a return on investment calculator or a cost estimator. In finance, there are online calculators for things like loans or mortgages. Think of any kind of calculation that the prospect might need to do or might find useful before working with your business. There are also calculators that are based on data that already exists. For example, something like the World Income Calculator allows you to put in data and it compares your income to other people in the world. Okay, how to do this? Work with your development team and create a simple web-based calculator. You could be calculating something like costs, time saved, return on investment, or using some data that exists where the user can enter their information to compare against some available data. You can either offer that for free so people can calculate something and then inquire after, or you can use it as a lead gen tool where somebody puts in their information, but then in order to get the final report, they have to give you their name, email address, or the contact details that you need. And this one fits again in the awareness stage of the funnel. Number 3 is a blog. Maybe the most obvious content idea, but perhaps the most reliable in the B2B content marketing world. So you can regularly create and update articles that cover industry trends, your audience's pain points, in-depth how-to guides. Blogs are great for thought leadership and for SEO because they bring traffic to your site, and you can add links to other pages of your website. I've created many blogs for companies, and they are great because they bring traffic to the website. They bring the right traffic to the website, I should say. You can add links to your content lead generation content, so you get downloads as a result of that. You can also add links to products and services pages, and that enhances the overall SEO of the website. Okay, how to do this. Start by addressing common pain points in your industry. You could also share expert tips or offer solutions to challenges. Just remember, like I said at the start, we want all of the content to be around one topic. So when you're looking at a blog from an SEO point of view, first of all, look at the topic, get a list of all the keywords around that topic, and then you can create one blog for each keyword. The tip I have for you with blogging is to make sure that you're beating the competition. So if you see that somebody in your industry has a blog article about 10 tips for XXX, you create a blog article that has 15 tips or 20 tips or even 100 tips. And the point is that when you create something better and more in depth with the same keyword and the SEO on-page optimization, you're creating something that the users will prefer, and that means that yours will get shown higher in Google. Where does this fit in the funnel? Blogs are usually in the awareness stage of the funnel, but they could also be in the consideration or decision stage. Just depends on what your topic is about. Number 4 is a research report. A research report is a detailed study or a survey that provides new data, insights, or trends for your industry. These reports can be valuable tools that help to attract high-level decision makers. Okay, here's how to do this. You can conduct surveys or gather research on key trends in your industry, then compile the data into a comprehensive report and share it with your audience to establish yourself as a thought leader. There are also companies that create these kind of reports for you if you don't have the time or the expertise to create it yourself. I have done this before for companies. We've used Google Forms. I think I did one with MailChimp a few years ago as well. So it's possible to do it yourself. The challenge is usually finding enough people that can fill out the form. But if you have enough of an audience, you can do this. And if you don't have a big audience, look into companies that can create them for you, or look into compiling a report based off of research. Where does this fit in the funnel? A research report is usually at the awareness stage of the funnel. Number 5 is an expert interview series. An expert interview series is a recurring content initiative where you can interview industry leaders, experts, or influencers in your industry. They're interviewed to share their knowledge, insights, and experience on relevant topics. You could deliver these interviews in various formats. For example, videos, podcasts, or a written Q&A on a blog. I did this once years ago for a technical engineering company. We created an interview series that was just written into an SEO optimized blog, and those blogs got the most views for the whole website, so it worked really well. The reason why it worked is we had very high quality, in-depth content from a subject matter expert, an engineer in the business, which I then SEO optimized, titles, images, everything that needed to be done. So that combination of the high quality content with the SEO optimization work resulted in a very good blog that had the most views on the website and actually got inquiries from just a blog. People would call up and inquire about products because they had read the blog and they knew that this company was knowledgeable in this certain area. So how to do this? First of all, find your experts. Think about the topics and your questions. Think about topics that are timely, things that are relevant. Once you've created your content piece, you can repurpose that into other types of content, like shorter snippets if it's a video, or if it's something really in-depth, you can create multiple blogs from that. Think about all the different ways that you can repurpose this really good expert content. You could reach out to industry experts, people external, influencers, or what I did was just talk to people that were within the company that were already the experts. Where does this fit into the funnel? Genuinely, this would fit into the awareness stage of the funnel. So you might have guessed by now that we're moving down the content funnel. First, we looked at some awareness stage ideas, and these are typically the wider reach, wider topic ideas. So now we're going to look at some consideration and decision stage content. So this is the kind of content that's useful when your prospect has heard of you, but they're considering and deciding whether to work with you, whether your product or service is the one that they need, and whether they can trust you and you have credibility in the industry. Number 6 is a planning template. This is a pre-built framework that can help your prospects to plan projects, campaigns, or strategies. They're really great because they provide immediate value and they position your brand as a helpful resource. I really like them because they give your prospects a head start on the onboarding process. If someone fills out a small part of it or even just thinks about it after looking at the template, it will make your process to onboarding that customer much easier and smoother because they've already thought about a lot of the things that they need to know. They've thought about a lot of the things that they might not have considered, and they've collected a lot of the information that they need at the start. For example, if you're a business consultant, you could create a strategy template document that will start by asking them about their goals, their objectives, which personnel are involved, some data that they might need. Even if they just look at that, or if they start to fill it out, that will give you a starting point when that person actually comes on board, because they've already got some of that information and they can send it to you. As well as, of course, it being a helpful resource to the prospect. How to do this? You can create a customizable template in Excel, Google Sheets, Google Forms, any of those kind of online resources. It could also be an interactive PDF where they can fill out their information that helps your audience to plan their strategies or their projects. Where does this content fit into the funnel? At the content and decision stage of the funnel. The next one is a webinar. Webinars can be live or recorded, and they provide valuable insights into your industry's topics. They're perfect for engaging directly with your audience and generating those valuable leads. So, how to do this? Firstly, choose a topic that resonates with your audience, invite some industry experts to talk alongside with you on the webinar, and then promote your webinar across all of the channels that you have, like email, social media, and your website. First of all, use the live format to engage directly with your audience, but also make sure you've recorded it so you can use it as an evergreen piece of content for later. A webinar can be awareness, but it usually fits into the consideration stage of the funnel. Number 8 is a video tutorial. A video tutorial can be a step-by-step guide on how to use your product or your service, or to solve some challenge that your audience has. Videos can be highly engaging and they're easily consumed. I did this once for a very technical company. It was partly a promotional video, but it was also showing the technical aspects of the product and how it works. It got some engagement at the awareness stage, but it was really useful at the consideration and decision stage because we were able to point potential customers to the video if they were unsure about exactly how it would work, or they wanted some more details about the product, to see it working and to see some of the information in video format. So, how to do this? Record step-by-step videos that show users how to make the most of your product or service. Think about the kind of questions that your prospects normally have, and you can use that as a basis of your video. If it's something online, you could use screen recording tools, and then you need somewhere to host it, of course. Could be YouTube or another kind of video player on your website. Where does it fit in the funnel? This is usually a consideration or decision stage if we're talking about a product or service explanation. They could go into the awareness stage as well if somebody comes across it, but for a tutorial, we're usually a bit lower down the funnel where the prospect already knows what kind of product or service they're looking for. They just need to confirm this. They just need to get that last piece of information to get all the pieces of the puzzle together so they know what to buy and which company to use. The next one is a buyer's guide. A buyer's guide is a comprehensive tool that walks the prospect through the decision-making process of buying a product or service. It doesn't necessarily need to be about your product or service. It could be a general guide explaining if they were to purchase X product or X service, here are the things that they need to consider when thinking about purchasing this. So it could include key considerations, questions to ask vendors or suppliers, and a comparison of the options that are available to them. Buyer's guide is great if your buying process is long and complex, because it will help the prospect to really narrow down what they need and think about all of the things that they need to consider when starting to work with your company or using your service or product. How to do this? Think about the buying process in your business. What are the things that the prospect needs to think about at the very start of the buying process and when they actually get to the end? And then you literally writing a guide based on that whole buying process. So you have to get everything down, break it down into the stages. It's best to not just talk about your product or service. Of course, you want to think about the considerations that somebody might have at the beginning, because if you just go into your product or service, then it's not such a useful tool, and we want to make this tool useful. Obviously, the idea is that because you are the one providing the tool, you're the one giving them all the information, you're the one helping them to decide, in the end, they're much, much, much more likely, if not definitely, going to go with your business. But if you just push, your own product or service at the start, it just turns people off. that they won't even, look at it at the beginning. We're trying to be helpful, first of all. That's the key. Where does this fit into the funnel? More in the decision stage, but it sort of goes into the consideration as well. And the last one is a feature comparison matrix. This is a detailed side-by-side comparison of your features or benefits compared to your competitors. This is obviously not an awareness stage content idea, because at this point we're talking about your product, your business, and how it compares directly to competitors. This kind of tool is very powerful in the consideration and decision stage because it helps the customer make up their mind about which company is right for them. They'll be able to clearly see the advantages of working with you. By laying out the details side by side, the customer will be able to clearly see where your product excels and help them to make informed decisions, which will move them closer to a purchase. So, how to do this? First of all, identify the key competitors that your audience are looking at. Next, design the matrix. So you want to create a clear and easy to read table that highlights the difference between your product features and your competitors. You can either do this as something like a PDF, or you could create it online as a blog article or a standalone page. Make sure you provide context, so add more information around why the certain features or benefits are better than competitors. And the last thing to do is to, of course, promote it on the usual channels. This fits into the consideration and decision stage of the funnel because you're helping the prospects to decide on exactly which product or service they need. So we've covered 10 powerful content marketing ideas that can help you to build authority, guide your prospects through the funnel, and ultimately convert them into loyal customers. From ebooks and calculators to webinars and buyer's guides, you now have a range of strategies to implement across every part of the buyer's journey. Remember, the key to successful content marketing is to be consistent and provide value at every stage. Keep your content focused on the topic and the needs of the audience, and you'll start seeing real results. Please, can you do one thing for me? Click the like button if you found this helpful. And for more marketing advice, click subscribe. Finally, please check out my latest video, which you can see here. Thanks for watching, and here's to your marketing success.